Thank you, and it's a privilege to be here and to represent City Council, and although I have no skills to play a harp, and my children tell me that I cannot sing in public, I do get the opportunity to raise my voice, and since being elected as the only woman, I've had more opportunity to raise my voice on behalf of women and women's rights. But fortunately, in the city, I'm not the only voice. That we have a powerful Women's Committee, WAVE, the Women's Advisory Voice of Edmonton, that's able to help us speak to women's issues throughout the city, and to many of you. But today, we're here to honor the many women in our lives, in our communities, who make a difference every day. I was thinking about that today, and I was thinking one of my greatest supporters in my life was my dad. He passed away last year, and I can remember whenever I was discouraged, he would be the one. You can do anything you want to do. And for the young women today that are out there, you can do anything you want to do. Unfortunately, as women, we are often more vulnerable to gender-based abuse and discrimination, be it in the workplace or our homes. While Canada may be far ahead of many other countries, we still have a long way to go when it comes to the treatment of women. 1/2 of all women older than 16 in Canada will experience some type of violence. That's 1/4 of Canada's population. That is simply unacceptable, and we can do better. We must do better. We need to protect women and provide them with the services they need to escape abuse, be it their families, their partners, or by a stranger. This is something very important to me, and I was able to, with Minister Soy, who slipped out, I believe, was able to start the Gender-Based Violence Prevention Initiative at City Council. It's important that we join our voices with many of the groups that are raising their voices in support of women throughout the world and throughout our city. Education is critical to this work. Our young women and our young men must be taught the value of women and how to treat one another, so that everyone can understand their role and how to make our community better. The city doesn't do this work alone or in isolation. It's grassroots initiatives like Daughters Day that help advocate, educate, and celebrate gender equality and the incredible contributions of the women in our community. Celebrating women is integral to our success as a city, contributes to changing stereotypes about women's roles and their value in society. The daughters we celebrate today are helping to do that work by busting down barriers for women and changing their communities for the better. So thank you and congratulations to each one of you. You make our city a better place. I also want to thank the International Association of Citizens for Civil Society and the Daughter Days Ambassadors and the Organizing Committee for bringing us together again for this celebration. And if Minister Soy was Deerville, I would remind him that he was the first champion, and it's my privilege to carry on his legacy. But I have an important work to do, and that's to bring the proclamation, so I'm going to invite Vivian Aboud up to receive the proclamation. I'll read it and then I'll present it. Whereas half of Canadian women 16 years of age and older have experienced violence of some kind, and whereas exclusion and discrimination limit the opportunities available to women. And whereas Daughters Day celebrates the strength of women in our community and promotes gender equality for all Canadians. And whereas the City of Edmonton benefits from the work of many talented and dedicated women who strive to make our city a place of opportunity for all people. Therefore, I, on behalf of Mayor Don Iveson, do hereby proclaim August 27, 2016, Daughters Day in Edmonton, Alberta's capital city. Thank you.